stillness practice. So that could be meditation. It could be like a formal meditation practice, or it could just be, I find often just as much value in sitting without distraction.
Yeah.
And even letting, letting ideas and thoughts come up.
Hi, I'm Eve Menezes Cunningham, and welcome to the Feel Better Everyday podcast, helping you connect with and take better care of yourself and create a life you don't need to retreat from. Welcome to episode 4 of the Feel Better Everyday podcast. Today's guest is Andrew McGonigal, also known as Dr. Yogi, and I am really looking forward to sharing his delightful interview with you. And as with Caroline Shola Areru last week, he talks about the difference between a very formal, very long daily yoga practice and a much more evolved decades later practice. And as you listen, I encourage you to think about some of your own self-care practices and things that perhaps you've been quite rigid about in the past. How might you go easier on yourself now? So I hope you enjoy listening as much as I enjoyed talking to Andrew, and let me know how you get on. So welcome, Andrew McGonigal. Thank you so much for joining me today.
Thank you for pronouncing my name correctly.
Excellent.
You are living in Ireland, that helps.
Yeah, now I live in Ireland. People get the Cunningham, but everyone always struggles with the Menezes bit. But in the UK, people struggled with all of it. So, but I haven't seen you for years and years, but I met you probably around 2013, 2012. And I'd finished my yoga therapy training and did some additional training with you because you are a doctor turned yoga instructor, Dr. Yogi. And I felt like I needed additional anatomy training. And I just remember how brilliant it was. And I just wanted to ask how that's going, how long you've been doing it for, and what you're working on now.
Yeah, thank you. Yeah, so I remember meeting you in London. Yeah, it's been an amazing journey. I've kind of lost track of how long I've been teaching anatomy for. I've been studying it for a long time,
Yeah.
starting at school. Which I'm not even going to tell you how long ago that was. But yeah, so it's going great. It's been this really wonderful, like organic journey that's just kept evolving. And I think I've just kept open to possibilities, and fast forward, let's say over 10 years, I've written 2 books.
Congratulations.
Yeah, it's been really, and that was a really great journey. And, I've taught all over the world in different places, and I've teach a lot online. And yeah, it's just been a really lovely thing, lots of collaboration. So, no, it's wonderful. Feel really blessed to have found something, like found my calling, something that I really enjoy. B, I'm kind of quite good naturally at, like, I still put a lot of effort into it.
Yeah.
And yeah, it's just been a really great experience.
And it's really funny because there's me talking to you now in 2023, and there's me also remembering certain elements that just helped me so much in my teaching since then. So I massively appreciate that training I did with you.
Oh, thank you.
I would love to hear about your ideal morning routine in terms of your self-care and also your uppercase self-care, like for connecting with that highest, wisest, truest part of yourself. So if all things were idyllic, what would you love to do every morning?
Yeah, that's a really great question. I think it's easier for me to answer it kind of blurring it all in together, if that makes sense,
Perfect.
because
Yep.
I don't see those elements as separate in a
Yeah.
way. It's kind of,
Yeah.
and so I think the ideal start to the day is, if there's an alarm, getting up with the alarm and not like just not having that temptation to snooze. Although, that's not always a bad thing, but I think ideally it's just like the alarm's been set, let's get up with it. And then it's about not interacting with my phone, so that I'm not in a place of reacting,
Yeah.
information that's coming my way. So then I'm able to start the morning and transition from that state of sleep to full like awakeness, by responding to things that come up instead of reacting,
Yeah.
And there's a big difference for me.
Absolutely.
So what that would typically, in an ideal scenario look like is some sort of stillness practice. So that could be meditation. It could be like a formal meditation practice, or it could just be, I find often just as much value in sitting without distraction.
Yeah.
And even letting, letting ideas and thoughts come up. And not that idea of trying to, let them flow, but just let them be present, So I find a lot of value in that. So that would definitely be an ideal scenario. And then as I've transitioned fully out of that kind of sleep vibration, I would definitely do some sort of movement practice. So it would be either, a gentle yoga practice, or I just love walking. So it would be like a really lovely neighborhood walk. And that's going to depend on like weather and energy levels and all sorts of stuff. But I think for me, that is like the ideal scenario.
Okay.
Like waking up, not reacting, not engaging with the phone, some sort of stillness practice, not necessarily still mind, but maybe still body, and then moving my body.
Perfect. And what about the reality? Like, what's your go-to when you're either things are really hectic, or maybe you're not well, or for whatever reason you can't do all the things? What's your essential?
Yeah, it's a good question, because honestly, there are definitely honestly, I'm going to be really, really honest and say sometimes it all goes out the window.
Yeah, brilliant. Yeah, that's what this podcast is about.
Yeah, because also, also the thing is, like, I've been practicing meditation for coming up 20 years. I started practicing transcendental meditation when I was still at medical school. And even though I've had 20 years of this practice, it doesn't mean that I show up to it every day. It's kind of fascinating. No, I did for a decade at least.
Yeah.
I meditated twice a day without fail. Even working as a doctor, I would meditate on the train to work. I would find a window of time to go to the chapel of rest in the hospital and meditate. I would often get interrupted with a bleep, the bleep. But what's kind of fascinating for me to reflect on is, as I've aged, for whatever reason, I think what has happened is that my toolbox has expanded. So in the past, my go-to was meditation.
Yeah.
And it was the only thing really that helped me to feel the way I wanted to feel. And now I feel grateful that I have this fuller toolbox. So I have my yoga, I have breath work, I have mindful walks, I have, you know what I mean? So yeah, I feel like I'm going off on a tangent.
No, it's brilliant. It sounds like you're not as dependent on it because you've integrated it so much into your life.
Yeah, and then I'm still very aware of it. I think that's the nice thing. Like, okay, I'm going to share yesterday with you. I woke up and I had so much to do, and I had the real energy to do it from the beginning of the day, which isn't always there. And I just sat down, and basically within about 10 minutes of waking up, I was on my laptop working, and I kind of worked for hours. Not necessarily the ideal scenario, but I got a lot done. And then I was able to, while I was doing that, I was able to reflect, oh, this isn't really what the plan was. But then I was able to pivot later in the day.
Yeah.
So sometimes it's about going with the flow as well. I think ideally I would stick to a routine and I would stick to the plan, but that's just not always the way life happens, is it?
No. And I'm thinking also, you said about pivoting later in the day. Is there anything that comes later in the day as an ideal for every day and as an essential for every day?
Yeah, I think so. I think, it's about finding moments of pause. So not being on autopilot. It could be lying down for 2 minutes.
Brilliant.
So,
Yeah.
or it could be sitting still on the sofa for 5 minutes.
Yeah.
So
And do you set an alarm or do you go with how you feel?
I typically go with how I feel. I might
Yeah.
set an alarm to do it,
Yeah.
to remind me to do the
That
pause. But then I'll kind of go with the flow. Also depending, obviously, on is there a Zoom call I need to be on at a certain time or something like
yeah.
that. So definitely the pausing, and then again, like the movement. I try to move throughout the day. So and often it's not an alarm or reminder, but it's my body calling me.
Yeah.
Okay, I need to move. And I think that's just come with years of practicing
Yeah.
yoga, for example. So then it might be
Brilliant.
okay. And the nice thing is also like my idea of like what a yoga practice looks like has evolved so much. It used to be Ashtanga self-practice 2 hours in the morning, and now it can
Wow.
be 10 minutes
Yeah.
a bolster out in my patio. Like
Yeah.
that's just as valuable to me, sometimes more valuable.
Yeah.
So because that has evolved, I'm more likely to show up to my practice throughout the day because it doesn't feel like this big kind of overwhelming
Yeah.
2 hour thing. It can be a 10-minute
Yeah.
seated floor-based practice that's super accessible.
Yeah. Mine sometimes just one pose, but it
Yeah.
means I never miss it because there's no excuse. But
Yeah.
I feel better after a longer practice. But yeah, it is that commitment. But
Yeah.
I love what
And
you've said. What about
yeah.
before bed? Like, do you have a winding down routine, actual and
Yeah.
ideal?
Yeah. Again, I think ideally it's like, I think we hear this a lot nowadays. It's just like, screen time, like reducing that, like stopping that, a significant amount of time before bed. My body and everything really, I really notice it start to shut down.
Yeah.
And I'm not someone that likes to talk or have like big conversations later
Okay.
evening. So it's also honoring that at
Yeah.
times. And which is interesting because my husband often wants to like talk, and I often be like, it's just not where my headspace is
Yeah.
at. That's fine. It's just communicating that. I think he understands that now with time. So it's just honoring the natural way that my body starts to prepare,
Yeah.
for sleep. Things like avoiding caffeine at certain
Yeah.
times, like just trying to, maximize the kind of quality of sleep that I'm going to get, because obviously sleep is so, so important.
Absolutely.
Yeah, and things like skincare routine stuff, I think is lovely, like a self-care thing that just
Yeah.
feels really, really like nice. I'm taking care of myself, and it's also a way to unwind and a way to process the day as you're doing your little routine and stuff like that.
Release. Yeah.
Yeah, the face massage and things,
Yeah.
so and this is, again, that's all ideal. Last night we had a late night because my husband was performing at a show. So, we didn't get home till midnight, which is like for a weekday, like is really kind of not my normal.
Yeah.
So most of that kind of went out the window. So I actually did I made sure that we went out late as well. So I made sure I brushed my teeth and did my face routine before we went out. And I didn't drink anything while we were out so that I could just get into bed when we got home.
That is wonderful. It's been an absolute delight to talk to you. Thank you so much. Where can people find you and at your courses? I'll have all the information in the show notes, but just...
Yeah, so my website's dr-yogi.com. I've got lots of great like blog posts and things on there you can check out. I'm quite active on social media, so I'm at Dr. Yogi's spelt out, doctor, on Instagram and on Facebook. Yeah, so I'm about, just come find me. I send out like weekly newsletters with like really great information applied to yoga, like anatomy and physiology. So if you want me in your inbox each week, you can sign up for that. But it's been so lovely to reconnect with you. Thank you for inviting me on, and it's also been really valuable for me to reflect on these questions as well. So it's going to help me. Hope it helps somebody.
Oh, thank you so much. It's been a delight.
Take care, Eve. Thank
you. Thank you for listening. I'd love to know, what will you do differently? How will you go a bit easier on yourself if you have noticed any rigidity around your daily self-care practices? If you enjoyed it, I'd love for you to subscribe, to share, to comment, to leave a review. If you didn't enjoy it, I'd still love to hear from you. I'm always looking to improve it. I want it to be as beneficial as possible. And I'm also really looking forward to sharing next week's episode, which is my interview with fellow therapist Yasmin Shahid Zafar. So like me, she works a lot with polyvagal theory. She's also working with her own neurodiversity and neurodiverse clients. So it's part of the base chakra series, as with Andrew, and plenty more to come. And you can access more of the Love Your Whole Self 2024 Chakra Journey via my blog at eve@selfcarecoaching.net/blog. And you can also subscribe for free or as a paid member at evemc.substack.com to get them straight to your inbox with lots of additional goodies and recordings and materials. So have a delightful week, look after yourself, notice how you can do it as gently, as easily, as enjoyably as possible, and let me know how you get on.